Hello there, welcome to day 68 of the 90-day volunteer recruiting challenge. My name is Kenny Conley. I'm the next generation pastor at the Ridge Community Church, and I'm attempting to recruit 50 volunteers over the course of 90 days. All this week, we're talking about large group volunteers. How do you find them? How do you recruit them? How do you schedule them? One of the biggest challenges that I'm having in this challenge is that we're opening up a brand new wing, a new space in our kids ministry, and I need large group volunteers. We've never done large group at this church. And so we talked about hosts and storytellers, we talked about worship leaders. Today I want to talk about tech volunteers. In your general large group space, you're going to have probably some kind of lighting. Now it may just be flipping a switch on and off, but I remember back when 25 plus years ago, when I first started in kids ministry, I literally had an electrician run some electrical, and we had track lighting with multicolored floodlights, a disco ball, strobe light, black lights, and I didn't pay a lot of money, and that was so old school. Nowadays you could buy really simple lighting kits for not a lot of money, and so it would be important to have somebody who is managing your lights. You're gonna need somebody who's managing your sound, microphones, music, video, and then more than likely you're gonna have somebody managing your video. So you're using software like ProPresenter or MediaShout, or I don't know, you're using PowerPoint. But whatever it may be, you're using these things. Now you could have one person who's kind of having to manage all these things, but I would say if you're going to this level, you're gonna have maybe somebody who's running your lights, somebody who's running your sound, and somebody who's running your video. So typically I try to recruit 3 people to run tech for me, but that's not where I've been or not where I am fully yet. So we literally are getting all of our technology in place just in time to launch our large group, and I have a couple quasi commitments from a handful of people that are interested in serving in tech. They're individuals who have already serve in our adult ministry, like on the in our main church, and now they're expressed interest of serving from time to time in the kids area. But I'm looking for long-term people. So here's what I have. So my boss, he's executive pastor at a church, but he has a background. He actually is the one who has installed all of our lights, audio, sound, and video. And so he's committed to a few weeks, maybe as much as a month, just to help train new volunteers how to do that. And so that's been a godsend. I have found one volunteer who is married to one of my key volunteers at 9:30, and so they attend at 11:15, so he has committed to come and be my tech volunteer. He's really my tech adult at the 9:30 service, and I have my 17-year-old son who loves tech, and he's doing it at the 11:15 service. So I've got, between my boss and between these 2 people, I'm starting off with basically 2 people per this tech booth. But I've already got I've got a 6th grader who promoted up this last year, who has not been super excited and interested about serving, but I had a conversation with the mom, said, hey, he might be great for tech, and it lit him up. And so he's expressing a significant interest in being a volunteer in tech. I've got my coordinator who works for me. Her son, who I believe is in the 7th grade, has also expressed interest in running tech. So it looks like it's all coming together, and I'm gonna have at least 2 people running tech in a week or 2. So tech is sometimes can be tricky. We tend to fill that up with teenagers and sometimes preteens, but I would really recommend and encourage, get at least 1 adult in your tech. There's too many things that go wrong. Things disconnect, settings get turned off, and to have a knowledgeable nerd, an adult who knows how to fix these things, they're gonna save your life. So you're gonna wanna try to find at least 1 adult, if not more. And then you can fill in the extra spots with teenagers. It's a great opportunity for that adult to mentor and to invest in those teenagers. And I have found this to be true, that when you do it right, when you build this team out well, like one of the things that we would do is we would have the scripts for every Sunday all month long. And I had my tech volunteers at the 9:30 service when they, after the large group was over, they would build out my ProPresenter files for the next week. So it wasn't something I had to do, but they would copy last week's and they would build out the slides for the next week, and then they would build it out for the next week. And so as I raised the bar of expectation and I recruited really good people in there, what we found is that we built a waiting list. And what we also were able to do was, because we were recruiting so many people that wanted to serve in tech, that it allowed us to move people around and build out solid tech teams in our preschool ministry area, which is really simple, but it's still 2 to 3 people, and building out tech in middle school and high school. So if you do it right, give them good equipment, give them great responsibility, let them figure things out, let them learn how to program the lights, design light shows for songs, you can build a really stellar tech team. I'm excited about who is coming together for this one. It's not fully built out, but we're getting real close. So don't underestimate this. Leverage your teenagers, but find those strong adult nerds. You won't regret it.